Question number 21. Question number 21. An electric heater is connected to the voltage supply. After few seconds, current gets its steady value when the initial current will be. Now let's see what happens when we switch on an electric heater. Its temperature increases. As the temperature increases, its resistance also increases. That means when the heater was started initially, the coil of the heater was cold, so resistance was low, and initially if the resistance was low, current was high, and after reaching its steady value, uh, that means after some time the coil is heated, and a heated coil has greater value of resistance. So if the resistance is high for a heated coil, current is low. Therefore, when initial current, if initial current is high, after some time, due to the increase in resistance, when steady current reaches its value, when the heater is heated fully, then current will be less. So initially current will be more, and after some time current will be less. Let's see the option. Equal to steady current, not the correct option. Slightly higher than the steady current. Initially slightly higher than the steady. This is going to be the correct option. Initially slightly higher current, just because resistance was low. When we start a heater, it does not reaches its temperature instantly. It takes some time to reaches its high temperature. Therefore, when an electric heater is started, current is high in electric heater. Therefore, your correct option is going to be B. Okay. Question number 33. A good question. We have to use Kirchhoff's junction rule, and we are asked to fill the blank. We are asked to fill the blank. So you can see here 2 ampere and 2 ampere current is coming at this junction. So here net current is going to be 4 ampere. Clear? And at this junction net current is going to be 4 ampere, and 1 ampere is going this side. So out of 4 ampere, 1 ampere is going through this side. Therefore 3 ampere will current through this side, and 3 ampere current is coming through this branch, and this 3 ampere, out of this 3 ampere, 1.3 ampere turn to this branch. Therefore 3 minus 1.3, this much current will pass through this branch. Therefore 3 minus 1.3, that is 1.7 ampere will current, 1.7 ampere will current pass, 1.7 ampere of current will pass through this junction. Therefore the value of I is 1.7 ampere. So your answer is 1.7 ampere. Question number 37. Again, I consider it is a very important question or intelligent question. You can see that 15 ampere current, 3 ampere current and 5 ampere current is entering in this square, and there is only one path in this square. Through 3 paths current is entering, and there is only one way to escape. So all the current which is entering into the square must escape through this route. There is no other option. So 15 ampere current is coming. Forget about what is 8. If it is 8, it is going to be 7. If it is 7 and it is 3, it is going to be 10. Forget about all these things. Through 3 branches, current is entering, and there is only one branch through which current can escape. And current cannot stored in this square. So the current entering into the square must come out of the square. And there is 3 branches through which the current is entering into the square, and there is only one path through which current can escape. So current entering into square must be equal to the current escaping from the square. So net current entering into the square is 15 plus 55 plus 3, that is 23 ampere current is entering into the square, and therefore 23 ampere current must escape through the square. Therefore your I must have the value of 23 ampere. Therefore 23 ampere you must put in the blank to make the statement correct. Okay. So student, today we discussed some tricky questions, and I hope you will understand all these questions and prepare them. And if you do few more tricky questions, you can ask me in comment section if you have any, and this way together we will prepare for our board examination as well as competitive examinations. So happy learning.